how are we going to do those things when we still have this addictive need to consume? And to recognize then, so to ask the question, where does this addiction come from? I like to take the addiction metaphor seriously and not to translate it into just a vector of blame. Usually when people talk about our addiction to fossil fuels, they say so in tones of disgust. Like, oh, we're just addicted. Like there's some self-hatred there, which is just an internalization of the search for an enemy, which has everything to do with the polarization that we were talking about earlier. I mean, this is all tied together in one big tangle. So to find the bad guy, that's not the solution. That is a false solution. That is a diversion from actually changing the circumstances from which the bad behavior arises, or from which the addiction arises. So, I think that, not to oversimplify it, but I think that you could say that the driver of our addictive, consumptive society is disconnection from place, from community, just being alienated, looking outside. And how many of these trees do I actually recognize? A few hundred years ago, pretty much anyone would have been able to, even in wintertime, name exactly which tree every single one of them was, and the qualities of the wood, and what kind of bird nests in that tree, and what are the seasonal habits of those birds, and what kind of soil does that tree grow in, and what kind of other plants grow in that soil. And like indigenous people can still do this if they're, truly indigenous, truly of a place. And to be alienated from all of that leaves us so hungry, so desperate to recover our lost beingness, which is a function of relationship. And this goes down to like the, ontological level, like what is it to exist? Is it just, is existence a single predicate? No, actually it is a relationship. It's a function of relationship. The more cut off we are from relationships, from intimacy to place, community, nature, etc., the smaller we are, the less we exist. And so this hunger to exist, to recover our lost beingness, that feeds consumptive habits, acquisition. And the insecurity we get from not belonging, that feeds the quest for a substitute, which is money, investments. Now I feel that I'm okay here. But really what we need is to be embosomed in nature and community.
Welcome to the Collective Insights podcast, where we explore topics and technologies revolutionizing human well-being. Charles Eisenstein joins Daniel Schmachtenberger for this episode to explore the many facets of the global issues we're facing. Charles is a speaker and a writer focusing on themes of human culture and identity. Make sure to subscribe to Collective Insights wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss an episode.